All right. Welcome, everyone. Episode 38 of the Gundam Explained podcast. Very cool to be back doing this live. You know, it was like I kind of like having that music in the background. It was kind of like two episodes that I had to miss. I was on vacation. And actually, for more details, and I actually talked about this in the Discord. Yeah, join the Discord if you haven't. I actually went out on a meditation course, right? It was a vacation. It was a vacation away from normal life. Yeah. So allergies. Look, I mowed the backyard today, and I think that just flared things up. It's just too bad, right? I would be sitting around miserable, or I could do this podcast, and maybe mentally I'll forget that I have allergies, and then I will be normal. And so for that, I made some tea, and then I have myself my seltzer water. It's quite delicious. Yeah, during this meditation retreat, actually, even though I kind of keep myself on a strict diet, they had their own food there. It was delicious, absolutely delicious. I really enjoyed that. It was time to get away, no devices, no talking to anyone. Just a lot of time to think about Gundam. Yes, that's right. Thinking about this channel. Excuse me, please excuse me as I go through my various stages of allergy grief. But no, it was really cool. Before leaving, I knew my channel was at like 950 subscribers, and I was like thinking about everyone, like the 2 live shows I wasn't gonna be able to do, to talk to everyone, to chat with everyone, the Discord, not being able to like see what people are talking about in the Discord, and I just it was good. It's good to be back, but really during that time I was just able to think about the channel, and one of the main things was coming back with 1,000 subscribers. Now, you know, what does that mean? Well, one thing, it means you can monetize, but really it's not like I'm going to start making a whole bunch of money. You know, there are costs I'm putting into this. So I set up a Patreon, and there are a couple supporters already, and I'll have their names up here shortly when I get into the screen share part, although I could modify it where I have it on this screen. No, but you know, it's been so fun. You know, I get it when you have like a YouTube channel or you're a content creator of some sort, and it's not like I'm making anything that doesn't exist. I'm really just talking about things, and I have a community of people that are like really awesome. And it's nice, I guess. As it grows, there's more responsibilities. There's a lot of responsibilities. I've been reminded by that by, you know, some community members, some interactions that take place. You know, we really got to think about how much of an impact we can make, not just me, but other members of the community, on others, to make sure people are always in a good state of mind. And I really appreciated that even more just here recently. And, you know, so yeah, I guess a long way to say, you know, by, you know, having this little, at this point, doing the supporter thing, we got the bigger community doing the supporter thing now. It helps with the various costs. There's a lot of costs involved with this stuff, and yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with how awesome everyone is. I mean, that's really what it is. And then yeah, seeing we got Robert and Ian in here. Hey Adam, mind if I let's see, video call you over Discord later? I have a webcam now. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll see if we can get that done. This night is going to be pretty crazy because we got this podcast, and then right afterwards, the Gundam Evolution game should be live on Steam, and I'm going to live stream it. Now, it's a network test, so it could be as much as soon as I log in on Steam, we're just at the start menu. You know how it is sometimes with these games. So, and then also check out the art pieces that I asked call sign Jen to create for me. Oh, yeah, will do. I'll have to plan to do that. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, you know, another thing is getting back here. I finally got a new PC. I was needing a new PC for a while, mainly because, you know, with the complexity that's involved with the stream setup, it's kind of like I have this set up for doing things live, right? Or my recordings and live. It's the same thing. The only difference is one goes live or one's a recorded file I edit later. I noticed my computer was slowing down a bit. It's, I think the motherboard was 7 years old. There were some other older pieces to it, so I decided to get a new PC. Um, it's really awesome. First thing I checked on it was Elden Ring, obviously. Although Elden Ring's not like an amazing game to check out. It's just okay. But so earlier today I got like everything set up, so I'm now streaming from the new PC. I did notice some weird stuff. I'm not seeing it now. There was some weird like is it a refresh rate issue? Is it screen tearing or something? So if anyone notices something, let me know. I'll try to figure out. Let's see. We got some more people here. Mad Matt, the heavy metal mecha pilot. What a badass name. What up, y'all? What kind of metal are you into, man? I love metal. Don't mind me, just a simple Gundam fan gushing about giant murder robots. That's a great way to put it. So, yeah, cool to have you here, man. Yeah, as Robert says, welcome. And then Corvin1975, hey, everyone. This is new for me. Oh, new for you. Well, glad you stopped by. If you need anything, let me know. Anything you want to talk about, yeah, just throw it in the chat. That would be cool. Hey, everybody, just working and listening in. Xander, baby, what's up, man? Oh, listening in. See, that's what I love about podcasts. That's one thing I like to get out of this, right? Like, I listen to podcasts all the time when I'm working. So, to be able to create some content that could be listened to while working, yeah, man, that's cool. Let's see. Elden Ring's very good, but still not Armored Core, which is quite frankly what got me into Gunpla. One, that is cool that it got you into Gunpla. Two, Elden Ring. So you like Armored Core? Yeah, From Software, they do both. And I heard that they're coming out with a new Armored Core. It'd be very cool to see what that turns into. If they're going to update the gameplay mechanics, maybe to fit more of that style, because I really do think that the slow pace of a Souls game really lends to giant robots. I think there was the last live podcast we talked about that. We kind of got deep into what that would be like. I thought that was pretty cool. Love me some metal as well. That's cool. What are some bands you like? I didn't get into metal until later in life, and we're about to get into it. He's gonna help me answer it. And then Corvin, yeah, same here. Podcasts are cool. Yeah, totally. In fact, I started podcasting in 2006 and even transitioned to a radio station for a few months before they got shut down. But it was a video game podcast. And because of the success of this, I've actually started that back up. I will be, I'll link to that later. I call myself Blue Gamer. I had a YouTube channel for a while. Or I still do. I don't know. I'll get into that later. Okay, here we go. Mad Matt, the heavy metal mecha pilot. Glad you asked, my dude. Old school traditional heavy metal. Love it. Thrash metal. Black metal. That's my favorite. Black thrash metal. I was listening to some of that today. American power metal, doom metal, and industrial goth metal. Very nice list. Yeah, I am totally into black and thrash metal, or wherever they could cross over. Sometimes that's a little bit of speed metal. Man, what was I listening to today? There's this band called Faust that has an album coming out soon, and they have kind of this like thrash metal, almost speed metal sound. Very cool. I can't wait for that album to come out. I love on Spotify where you can see like new albums coming out, and there's always some good metal bands to listen to. But really, I love, and sometimes I have to zone in and out of it, like black metal, like atmospheric black metal. It started with Immortal, and then it went from there. All these other black metal bands. Yeah, I'm really into that stuff. Corvin1975. Oh, great. People have told me that I have a podcast voice. Don't know, might get into it. Dude, totally do it. And when you do, link it. That'd be awesome here. And you know what? That's a good point. When someone says something about you, like, oh, this is cool, that is cool, sometimes you don't really take it seriously or really think about it, but it might mean something. Being the work that I do for a living, I tend to talk to people a lot over meetings, and I will always be told, oh, you got a good voice. But, I've heard that before in the past. I just never really leveraged it, but I'm more confident now. I think it's about gaining confidence. Sometimes it takes time in life to really gain confidence, but be confident. It's very easy to not feel confident about something, but just be confident. My favorite band's Judas Priest, yes. I was actually, when I was at my little meditation course, a lot of the music that was just going on in my head was Judas Priest music. Motorhead, classic Metallica, Overkill, Accept, Running Wild, Sodom Slayer, Bathory, Dark Throne, Inquisition, Bolt Thrower, Immortal, Sepultura, etc. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, good questions. What do you look forward to about the new Gundam movie or series? And if you could make a Gundam series or movie, how would you make it? Well, what am I looking forward to in the new Gundam movie? If we're talking about the one that's the anime, the origin stuff, I'm just looking forward to seeing origin style in the animation with the original white base crew. That's all I need, and that is awesome. Now, when it comes to the movie, I don't know. I'm very open to whatever the movie's going to do. I just kind of hope it's based in the UC some way. Either it's a retelling of the original, which I kind of, this is at the top of my list, or maybe it's just something during the 1 Year War. There's just so much there you could do. And if you could make a Gundam series or movie, how would you make it? If I could make a Gundam series or movie, I would make it like, I've thought about this a lot, like Starship Troopers. I kind of got the idea from MS Igloo, where they do like the propaganda videos or little movies in between. And I could just totally see that. Either Federation or Xeon have their own propaganda where it's like really drives home who really is the good guy, who really is the bad guy. And then just have it where it's based on the infantry. You know, I like new types. I like the ace pilots, and it could be an ace pilot infantry, but have it where you have a group of infantrymen that are going out in their GMs, and just laying waste across the Earth sphere. It just seems like an awesome idea. Speaking of metal and mecha, I've always believed Gundam and a band like Sodom or Bolt Thrower are a match made in Valhalla. Yeah, metal and Gundam. There's something I thought about a crossover because I've done that with Star Wars, like Sith and black metal. I even made a channel called Sith Metal. But yeah, there's something there. Robert, what happens to the Black Tri-Stars when they lose a member of their group and are featured on Netflix? I'm sure that's a joke, Robert. I know you're into jokes, but I just don't get it. They go Dum Dum. Wow. Wow. You're not even a dad, right? You got the dad jokes going on. Not to mention, I do have a bit of an imaginary heavy metal mecha anime as an 80s style mecha anime with heavy metal icon. Liege Lord. Have you heard of Liege Lord? They have an album that looks like it has like robot mecha on the cover, and the music, it's like 80s, late 80s. The music really lends itself to like that style. So check that out if you haven't. Hey, G Norwood, good to see you. How do you feel about G-Witch news? And have you seen the other suit they showed off? Good question, man. I am glad you're getting me back on topic because we're actually literally going to talk about that, but not literally because a few. I'm going to get to video games first, but let me jump ahead. Feel free, you guys, to keep chatting, but I wanted to jump ahead real quick. Actually, let me do the thingy. Is it working? Ah, yeah, there we go. Okay, so just real quick, I wanted to cover some of the videos that I oh, excuse me. That was not good. I want to cover some of the videos that I made recently that because of my absence, I hadn't really talked about. What was that? We had the History of the Lost World Chronicles. I might have been here for that, but I don't think I talked about it. And we had, I was going through 8th MS Team Story, episode 3. And then I had the, pre-recorded podcast. Hey, I'm open to feedback on how that went because I could see in the future there might be a time where I have to do that. Like, for instance, my oldest has his baseball training on Thursday nights. Not that I need to go to his practice. Not that I need to go, but sometimes I like to go because my wife goes, and sometimes I like to go. But let's see. There's the Thoroughbred Gundam side story. That was a lot of fun. And I even played that game and beat it, and it was fun to play it again for the video. Attack of the Opsilus episode of 8th MS Team. That was a good one. Oh, the Charmero thing. That was hilarious. Like, I'm glad, again, some content I could talk about. Oh, yeah, and then the 1K subs channel update. There's a Patreon. Check that out just because I want to have there are two things I think are cool about it are we're going to do the monthly watch long, and I actually posted in Patreon when we should do that or what time. because I want to set that up for this month. It's going to be the first watch on. I'm thinking like G Savior or F91, where we could chill in Discord, webcams. I'll screen share the movie. We'll watch it. Should be a blast. So if you're interested in that, get in on that. There's a couple tiers. There's 3 tiers. 2 of them offer that. The highest tier just allows you to then, if you want to advertise something here, you can. Oh yeah, and by the way, we can actually see on the screen. We can see the supporters. Ian Hansen, Santo Bell. Thanks a lot, guys. So yeah, if you're interested in that, yeah, feel free to check out the link. Yeah, I have that there too. And then, yeah, the filler episode of 8th MS Team. And the biggest takeaway I got out of that I want to discuss sometime, probably not today, is the fact that we do see this goofiness a lot of times in the standard UC stuff that people usually blame not liking Double Zeta for. And I really, truly believe, and I think we have to search deep down inside to see it's true, that the reason a lot of people are put off by Double Zeta is because there's not a dub. Same with Victory. You don't hear people talking about Victory much, and I love Victory. Oh, yeah, that's right. I meant to show that. I got the Blu-ray recently. I think I posted it in Patreon. I got the Blu-ray of Victory recently because I'm going to cover that. I love it. It doesn't have a dub. And I used to be a sub snob. Ever since I was in high school watching foreign independent films, always needed the subtitles. I would never do a dub. I guess as I'm getting older or watching anime, I want to focus on the animation. A lot of times someone's speaking in English, even if the acting isn't great, but if they're portraying an emotion, there's more of a connection there, or I can understand what they're getting at. So yeah. That's that. Let's see. What else we got? I'm gonna move on, but first some more chats. Let's see. Closest to my dream Echo anime would be something like IBO in a way, especially the mecha themselves, as they have the 80s heavy metal post-apocalyptic aesthetic. And I haven't watched IBO, but I did a poll, I think, recently about what I should watch, and I got to get to that because I want to talk about that. And thank you for mentioning Liege Lord. I thought I was the only one who knew that awesome band was. Yeah, I don't know anyone else that does, so I'm glad you know them too. That one album I'm speaking of, I forget what it's called. It's with the robot on the front. Anyway, that's my favorite from there. Okay, Core 975 or Corvin. All right, everyone. Got to go for a while. Might come back later. It was nice coming into the chat. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks for joining, man. Glad you were here. Glad you found us. Please leave me a comment. Send me an email if you have any questions or want to talk about something Gundam related. It's always cool. Oh, Zeonic Shadow is in the building. Okay, I'm here. Busy day. Right back at you, man. Yeah, it's. I know what you mean. It's busy. It's busy around these parts, right? Isn't it? Notice some cool stuff up you had in the Discord, like your sponsorship with I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna look it up here in a second. But yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. I guess you can find the Zeonic Shadow on Twitter if you're interested. We've done GBO2 together on some streams. I have been absent from that, but we got to get back in. I've got some GBO2 news coming up anyway. Stand Up to the Victory. Yep. That song from Victory, it's great. Oh, here we go. Ian Henson, do you know Tremonti metal band? I do not. I will have to look that up. In fact, let me just type that here so that oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Thanks. I love suggestions. But moving on real quick. Yeah, keep the chats coming. I'll jump in between. Okay, I've been absent from GBO2. They have like the spring special going on, I guess, where you can get some suits. They've got this Full Armor Gundam Mark III going on. You know, that's the coolest thing about GBO2. It's free. There's always something going on, and even if it costs a lot, if you're going to try to win what comes out that week, if you just play, get your coins, it usually staggers, but a month to weeks later, you will get the suit you want. Still haven't got my Hazel, but I also have been absent from playing. So, but look, here's the biggest news that just blew my mind. Just before I started the stream, I saw it, and I was like, this is what I've been asking for. This is what's been rumored. And it is Battle Operation 2 on Steam. So, a couple things. One, awesome that it's on PC. It's easier to stream. What are some of the things? There's a wider player base. But there's two main components here that make or break this. Maybe. I'm curious what you guys think. So, does it have crossplay between PlayStation and PC? We know it's possible. We know games do this. Are they going to implement it? That's one, okay? Second, are you going to be able to load, or does it have cross saving? Think of all the work you've put into GBO2 to win what you've got. I mean, even on your PlayStation, I'm sure you have more than one account so you could get the different suits. Imagine having to do that all over again. I kind of would start, but I would hope that maybe on the PC version, they do like a special at the beginning. Maybe they implement something where you could like get more suits. I hope there's something cross save going on because, yeah, I would be playing it on PC a lot, but I would miss all the suits I finally got. I don't know. But here's another thing. It's like they keep releasing stuff on PlayStation and they are just now releasing this on PC. This tells me they're going to be supporting this for a while. So what does that mean in terms of content, though? Because I know they're at like Moon and I think Unicorn, yeah, because we're seeing some sleeves. How much further do they go? I mean, if they had Hathaway stuff, that would be like level 1500 cost suits, I would think. Unless they just go back and release other suits. I mean, you can really. So, curious what you guys think of that. The Gundam Mark 3 is such an underrated Gundam, indeed. One of my favorite and best for showing. Okay, you know what? That would be a good mech of the week or mobile suit of the week that I should cover sometime. RX Croissant. I love that name. For PC for serious, yes. Isn't that amazing? It blows my mind. My absolute favorite Gundam, however, is the new Hainu. Amuro is my favorite character in Gundam, by the way. Yeah, it's hard to have Amuro not your favorite. Let me adjust this mic. Like, I know, like, Amuro's my favorite. That almost seems like the typical answer, but Amuro is just cool. That's why I can't wait for the Origin movie that's coming out. The Kukuru's No One's Island. I'm so happy for PC players. Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? I got F8 Mark III. Of course you did, Zionic. You always get them, don't you? I think you do. Yeah. Double Zeta and Zeta Gundam are also huge favorites of mine. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. As much as I love the original Gundam, they did the correct evolution and storytelling, you know, the politics, and the mobile suit evolution design with the later shows, totally. Especially the Phaz. Yeah, that thing is quite the mobile suit. Had a local metal band back in high school called Angels of Rotation. Also, Booyah GBO2 on Steam is real. Yeah, totally is. I also like the Unicorn too. Yeah, Unicorn's great, and that series is great. All right, Ian. In some ways, it would work work for me since I haven't invested too much time into the game on PlayStation. Well, that's what's good about this. I love that now it's really opening up another avenue to have more people play, more people experience it, and thinking the recent Gundam, not Gundam Evolution, but that other Gundam Battle SD Battle game coming out, that's crossplay. So the tech is there. The tech is there. Since they are releasing on PC, it could mean that they might expand to Victory or more Gundam universes. Yeah, like F91. Although, from what I understand, those suits are just so powerful, so maybe they will start having these 1,500 cost rooms, and that would have Penelope, Kasai Gundam, F91. Yeah, I think that would be a way to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely stoked for Kukuru's No One's Island, too. Yep. Oh, hey, Shield Maiden Sailor, good to see you. I've seen the fans split over whether they like Amuro or not. There's no middle ground. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I love Amuro. I don't know why I wouldn't like him. That would be interesting. Neon Wave, what's going on, man? I'll be doing the playtest for Revolution. I was I'm one of the lucky bastards who was selected. Awesome. And maybe if it works out, we could try to figure out a way in the Discord we could get into a room, because when I do my live stream after this podcast, I'll be playing that live. if it works. So let's see. Gunpla Goon, yeah, I'm hyped for the SD1. Hey, good to see you, Gunpla Goon. Yeah, I haven't heard any more news about when the SD1's coming out, because they have Evolutions coming out soon. And in fact, when you go to Steam right now and you look up Gundam Battle Operation 2, you can register for the playtest and you're in. And then it says you could play game, but when you press play game, it says like app isn't working. So I think it's on the cusp of occurring. I can't wait. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, everyone just talking. Yeah, that's cool. Don't forget G Savior. That would be in the 2000 range. Love the G Savior call out. Yeah, that would definitely be 2000, right? I mean, especially that far in the future. I say G Savior would go back to 600 cost, especially the space type. Oh, I'm curious why you think that, because I think by then the mobile suits are super powerful, unless there has to be there is some sort of degradation in technology as the future moves forward. Yeah, very interested in that. But yeah, let's move on here. Yeah, this was just for about the Gundam Evolution playtest starting tonight. I think it's 9 o'clock Central Time. So really, after the stream ends, it will be about 20-30 minutes. I'm going to relax my vocal cords, relax my eyes, maybe do a little meditation, and then I'll be back online. I'll be playing some. Maybe some of you, if you're in the Discord, we could jump in a chat room for it. That would be cool. Let's see. Speaking of that, I do have that call-in waiting room in the Discord. If you're interested in calling in about any of these topics, just say, I don't want to say keep it brief because I don't want to rush you, but make sure you have, a topic you want to talk about. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so we're going to get into some different stuff here. First of all, let's see. The people who don't like Amuro say it's because he's too whiny. I'd be whiny too if I had to fight nonstop with barely any time to rest, lol. And that is exactly right. That is, I think, a key component to what makes Amuro a great character. And the comparison I always make between Star Wars and Gundam. So Luke kind of came off a little whiny, right? But Amuro was whiny because he was being forced to fight. He was being used, even though he's really a child. Luke was more whiny about having to, get back to the farm, right? And fix the moisture evaporator, right? Or something like that. But he was fine blowing up a Death Star with, millions of people. So, and again, I don't want to hate on Star Wars. I like Star Wars. But I think that's a very good, important distinction. I think there's a reality to Amuro that maybe some people don't want to admit is a reality to life. I don't know. All right, Neon Wave G Savior is the fastest MS in the UC timeline. Over 1 mkg of thruster force. In comparison, the original Gundam had 55. Neon Wave, I love that type of mobile suit facts. Thank you for that. So it is the fastest in the UC timeline. Love it. Ian Hansen, as someone who has recently started rewatching OG Gundam, I'm having somewhat of a hard time deciding if I like Amuro or not. I get why he's acting that way. The way he does, but it's also a humanizing tactic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. And you know what is a good thing though, and I don't know, Ian, if you've gotten to it or most people have. When you get into Amuro's side of things, like when you get into Zeta, and when you get to Char's counterattack, you can see he's outgrown that whininess. So in retrospect, you see he was whiny for the reasons for his age to be whiny. And he still seems like the same guy, but it's more like he knows just what he has to do. He learned that. So probably with the help of Bright. Bright was a great mentor for him. Okay. Oh, and that's a good one from Shield Maiden Sailor. On that note, how much thruster force did Char Zaku have in comparison? Right? So I guess it 3 times faster than the 55 than of maybe a normal Zaku, and then if you compare that, yeah, I don't know. That's maths. I don't do maths on the fly. I was going to Tashi Station to get some power converters. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I want to hang out with his friends. from the deleted scenes, which apparently is in the book of Boba Fett, the Tashi Station, and then his friends he was going to hang out with. So that's some Star Wars lore there. Also, another Centuries episode trilogy on the PS2 is quite amazing indeed. Okay, I've heard of that, and I haven't played it. I'm going to have to check that out. Char's counterattack era armor equals Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. I love that comparison right there. My brain just felt it. Everything just gelled together just now when I read that. I love that. Okay, Jinori, can we all be honest? Ramba Ral is the goat of OG Gundam. I wish he stuck around more. Yeah, I liked that character because he seemed like an honest, like, even though he was Zeon, and so you associate Zeon with bad guy, he just seemed like he was a guy that was doing his duty. And then when you watch Origin, they really went with that. They really did a great job. It's like the creators of Gundam, not the creators, the holders of the Gundam IP really understand their universe and their characters. So when they do other things, they really know how to feed off of it instead of creating other new stuff like Disney Star Wars. Okay, less than Gundam, but Char had experience, was more daring, and had limiters removed. It's why he appeared to be faster. Good point. He was harnessing his new type ability. He knew he was a new type. That's why he was using Lala. He seemed genuine to like her. Yeah, that's a good point right there. That he knew he was a new type, so he was able to harness that a little bit more than someone that didn't know. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll read some others. I mean, I love the chat. This is my favorite part of the podcast, but I wanted to talk about which from Mercury. So, a female protagonist, which is pretty cool, just because it at least adds a little bit of difference to what we typically get. It's not UC, as far as I know, but it has a neat. I didn't mean to do that. It has a neat look to the mobile suit. Like, I'm getting vibes of narrative, right? Is it narrative that has kind of that that thing going on, but also vibes of Rikagista and the G self. But I guess really at the end of the day, this is none of those universes unless something has been there's some official announcement out there. So while they have this, then okay, so this is the Gundam Ariel, right? So Ariel, the way it's spelled makes me think of like aeronautics, but also Little Mermaid Ariel. I don't know if that's what they're trying to go for there. But I love the design of the suit. There's so many things here that I'm seeing, like RX-78 two colors. You know how they do that with some of the main Gundams. It is a little slimmer in design. Would you say that's feminine, or is that just not really the case here? That could be me. It reminds me of Evangelion. I don't know how to pronounce that, even though I've never really watched it. Actually, I tried. I don't mean to offend anyone. I was watching that for the first time, and I fell asleep at the beginning. I was reading the subtitles. That could be why. Anyway, I'm getting that vibe. This looks cool, though. You know what? For me, this will be the first, I believe, the first new non-UC Gundam to check out. So I'm down. Yeah, this is the model kit that's going to be coming out. Now, the thing is, they've also released the model kits of mobile suits that are also in it. This is the Lafrith, probably. That's how you pronounce it. It looks cool. Reminds me of like those 30-minute mission kits in a way where the proportions are, but I guess this is the design aesthetic they're going for. Yeah, I think the shield comes apart right. You can plug it into the back there. That looks cool. And then, yeah, here's the other one. This one is the Beggar Boo. Whatever. You know how their naming goes. And I like the unique, different look to this, and it looks like a little cockpit in there. Yeah, I like the look of that. I mean, I usually only pay attention to UC stuff, but I'm totally down to watch this. Man, so much cool stuff going on in the chat. I hope I hit the thing to do the live chat replay so I can go and look at it later. Oh, like yeah, she'll main sailors. Barbados has the narrow waist too. Yeah, that seems more of maybe a more modern design philosophy with the mecha, because that is kind of a cool look in general. Um, oh, yeah, those are G self colors. Yeah, that's something that came to mind. Even though I'm not into that Gundam yet, I just that design stands out to me. So let's see. Oh, hey, we've got Ryogeno Kami. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but thank you for your delivery. I'm also looking forward to this new Gundam anime in the first place. I think it is epic making and that the work of the main character is the first in history. Well, yeah, I'm excited too. I can't wait. And I will totally cover that on this channel as the episodes come out. I don't know if I'm going to do reaction episode review. I think episode review. I think people are going to be more interested in what are the nuances of the storytelling, what's going on, what can we get from this. Yeah, I'm going to go in that direction. So yeah, thanks for that. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Robert said waiting. What are you waiting for, Robert? Okay, so hey, here's something else I want to talk about. Yeah, I think Ian emailed me asking about, yeah, covering the witch, and also this whole thing with Bandai and the making it where the Gunpla kits are going to be, they're going to change their distribution or they're going to ban the sell of the Japanese distributors, to worldwide America. And I guess what it really is apparently there's specific market allocation for regions already in place, and what happens is some of these resellers, it's not resellers, it's a retailer, when they buy their stock from Bandai, they're then selling it, outside the country. Now, there's already other companies in place, like one called Bluefin, that sells these Bandai products to other North America specifically, I think, or I think it's the U.S. I don't know if it's Canada. And so what happened is Bandai went ahead and just bought Bluefin. So what this does is this gives Bandai their American distribution arm, so they could already specifically allocate distribution of their products. And there's a lot, not just Gunpla, yeah, through that company, and they've even renamed their channels. So I think, maybe how it was announced, people didn't really understand it. Maybe it was intended for the Japanese, and so worldwide took it harsher. So now we're getting more information that I think clears things up. In fact, I have a few things pre-ordered on P Bandai, and they even sent out an email about that, about them acquiring Bluefin and how it's going to change. It could change if you need to change your credit card or whatever. I don't know. I think I'm fine, but anyway, I thought that. Oh, Robert, are you in chat? Thank you. Yeah, let me grab. But yeah, that's with that, the distribution. I hope that kind of helps clear some of that up if people were interested in that. But let me grab in Robert and let's hope this works.
Hey, Adam.
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
Doing all right. Just
All right.
like I hold on.
What's up?
There we go.
Yeah.
So with that one other third mobile suit, its pronunciation.
Oh, did I?
Wanted to say that.
Oh, I think I actually did something and didn't. Okay, how is it pronounced?
Begwerbo.
Begwerbo. Thank you. Robert's kind of
Begwerbo.
the helper here when it comes to pronunciations. Usually, if I pronounce something incorrectly or weird in a video, look in the comments. Robert probably corrected me. So very cool. Well, what do you think of these mobile suit designs? I know you're kind of into that stuff. So
They are top notch. They are awesome.
that's cool. Well, it's cool that you like it. Yeah, I haven't heard any negative feedback yet.
And I'm really excited that they're actually pulling out the stops and putting in a full-on female main character.
Yeah, I think it's a long time coming because if you really go through, at least for me, it's been UC Gundam, a lot of the female characters are awesome characters, but they're never the main characters. So
Right.
this kind of gives a chance for that. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm watching 8th MS Team. Karen is an awesome character, for instance. Even Aina being,
Yes.
on the Xeon. But yeah, no, it's totally true. Well, yeah, thanks a lot, Robert. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Well, that was cool. Thanks a lot, Robert. Let's see. What are some other cool chats going on? Wave. If the names are in Italian, French, or Japanese, I would be able to pronounce them correctly. Not sure what language Beggar Bow originates from. Yeah, I don't either. They could have just made it up. Or sometimes what I've learned, like from Stardust Memory, it's names of flowers. That's interesting. All right, Ryu Ganokami. By the way, I think this is a good trend because there was a person in Zeta Gundam who aimed for a woman-centered society. Yeah, and I want to even say it's gone as far as like Turn A. I think Tomino wanted to have a female-led Gundam, and they said no, so he just made the character, more of a feminine type of character. Just even though it had to be a guy, so it's cool to be able to, portray the artistic expression that you want. War in the Pocket was 3 main characters. Christina was one of. That's true. That's another one where, yeah, and she was kind of a lead in that. If you think about it, it was Al that was the anchor for Bernie and Christina, and she was a good character, especially because how she was helping move the plot along. You find out about her being Federation and what that means for. Oh, that's great. Yeah. The main female characters in Gundam tend to be in side stories or spin-offs. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Code Fairy is a good one. I wasn't going to bother trying to pronounce that. But yeah, Code Fairy is a good one. I really liked what they did with Code Fairy. And I plan to dive into that with this channel. The problem is I haven't beat all the levels yet. I feel embarrassed for myself personally for only beating some of the missions on easy because it gets pretty hard. All right, let's see what else is going on. Oh, making some dinner. Let me know what you're making, Robert. Sometimes I wonder if the mech designers just throw up random katakana, hiragana characters and say, that's a good name for a MS. Yeah, I wonder. And I forget what I was watching or listening to where they were talking about like Elden Ring, because the Souls games don't have a lot of narrative, but the names of things, the names of items, descriptions of items, they are very specific and deliberate to move the story forward. So the game designer, being Japanese, being his primary language, has to be able to translate that over. So I wonder a lot of care is taken for that and not for everything. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Actually, that rumor about Turn A originally having a female protagonist is not true. Oh, okay. Interesting. Original concept art shows Lorna as a male, not female. Okay, well, interesting. Oh yeah, Salem Mass, Artesia. Yeah, she's a great character too. I like that she shows up in Double Zeta, even though it's quite the coincidence. But then I always think, oh, new types are kind of drawn in anyway. So according to Yo-Wave, Christina doesn't count. That's true. I'd say Al. I mean, it's true as in Al is like really the main character, and almost Ann Burney also. Yeah. No, yeah, it's nice to see female main lead show, but everybody and their dog is putting a show with that formula nowadays. I just want to know what the show is about. Yeah, that's a good point too, because I'm all about kind of breaking the mold, where a lot of times we just see, the white male lead character. And sometimes you'll watch a show where they are purposely adding, like, oh, this character, we'll have to make them this color, or this character, we'd have to make them female. Sometimes it's natural, but you can tell when it's not, when it's forced. A lot of times it has to do with them just not being written well. If these characters aren't written well, the interactions with other characters aren't written well, a lot of times that stuff is is kind of just forced, I'm trying to think of something I was watching recently where I thought it was pretty odd how they did that. Getting a phone call, but hopefully it's nothing urgent. Let's see. It's odd how some MS look like cars, Eclipse Gundam, and F91. I didn't think about the Eclipse Gundam, yeah, but the F91, I guess it's named after like a Formula 91 type of thing. I love the F91. When I first got into Gundam, that was one that stood out to me. Santo Bell, good to see you, man. Usually, I guess because of the time difference, it's hard to join, but I'm glad you're able to make it here. Neon Wave, keep in mind that most anime characters are Japanese. They just look white because of the art style that was inspired by Disney cartoons. Yeah, I think that's typically true. But then sometimes, like I think even with the original Mobile Suit Gundam, they had specific nationalities. I think most UC Gundam, they're specific. But I think then when you get to something like Seed, or, those designs, it's really hard. And sometimes when you hear the names of the characters, yeah. Let's see here. All right, I'm actually wondering if Witch from Mercury is another alternate universe or set far into the future of UC just before Regaled Century. That would be cool. And I don't know what Mercury stands for. Are they maybe colonizing the atmosphere of Mercury, maybe, or around that with space stations? Yeah, I don't know. So not all Gundam Pro tags are white. If they have a Japanese name, they might. Yeah, that's true. Like 0083, like 8th MS team. There's a number. It goes back and forth quite a bit. I think they're either white or Japanese. That's what it seems to be, right? Let's see. Well, that is that, and I think that is really it. I want to say that is it for the show. The one thing is these comments are awesome. And I think I like the format I did the other day where I went through and I read them because I was scrolling down of when I was going to start the comments that I missed, and that would be an hour. So I think I'm going to have to relegate that to a show. One thing I want to say is if you email me, now I understand it's fun to have comments because this is really for anybody that watches it. And I want to add, there's a John Candib here. His comments are pretty interesting because he adds facts. He adds facts. He'll like kind of say his personal opinion about something and add some facts. It's very interesting. I appreciate that. But also some of these are just cool back and forth to talk about. I say, I guess if you're expecting me to read the comment on air, I apologize if I don't. I really want to. It's just there's a lot. But I do want to have a comment episode, or not, and it won't be a podcast. It'll be like on a Saturday or Sunday where I just go through comments. But yeah, again, email me or Patreon. And then pretty soon, I think if it gets bigger, the Patreon will probably take precedent, but I'd still want to grab people because I don't want to like wall it off to others. So if anyone has suggestions for that, I'm always open to suggestions. But yeah, let's look at some of these other Neon Wave. Also, there are protags that are of nations as well as Setsuna F. Sai is Middle Eastern. Okay. Lauren is the only black Gundam protagonist. Pretty interesting. True that. Yeah, but certain Japanese have lighter and fairer skin than even your whitest white dude, believe it or not. And you know what's very interesting? I'm totally into population genetics and all that type of stuff. And, what is considered a modern day white person comes from what, and I think, again, I think race is more of a time-based construct, and it doesn't apply large time scales. There was a population in Northern Europe, Central to Northern, maybe Central Asia too, that I think their main features were the brow ridge, and the chin. And they migrated to specific areas. Japan was one of them. That developed I think the Ainu culture. And then we had the Southern Asian population move in and mix. So there's this mixture of those phenotypes, or those traits and characteristics. Because I'm really interested in that stuff a lot because I think it's very healthy if we could talk about people and humans without it having to turn into race, because unfortunately a lot of people in power like to use race as a way to divide, and it's unfortunate. But I think if we have a better understanding of our backgrounds and our genetics, we can help people that might have genetic diseases that might come from certain regions or populations of hybrids of previous hominids. I know that's totally off topic, but that's one thing I like about getting into anime and Japanese culture is the Japanese creators tend to pull from history, and they tend to include, even if there's a lot of white or Japanese protagonists, they tend to include a lot of different ones, and it makes it very interesting. So, anyway, that was me going off for a while on nothing. I'm thinking this Witch from Mercury is going to be its own thing with elements from IBO and some other elements. Okay. Some more evident than others. You have names like Hayato Kobayashi and Kira Yamato. Then you have Shar Aznable, yeah, and or Ali Al Sanchez. So I don't know that character, Sanchez, but yeah, Shar Aznable, and apparently, yeah, that was from someone's name that was even a French artist, perhaps. Black or brown. Dark skin doesn't always mean black. Look at the tan girls depicted in anime as a prime example. Yeah, and they're doing a lot of history research on dark skin. Yeah, it seems like that is very varied, really, and that's very interesting, especially when like Southern African or Central to Southern African populations have more genetic diversity than other populations. So there was a time period, I guess, where maybe the populations were separated for a period of time, and then reemerge. So who knows in the past? Yeah. Anyway, I could go on about that stuff. I talk about that stuff all the time, or I think about it in my head all the time. That's another channel I need to make. Let's see. I just want to know more about the witch part of the title. It strikes me as very new type-ish. Yeah, that is an excellent point. Excellent point. What does the witch mean? Is it, yeah, it's a new type? Are they just saying that she's going to be like a mean character to everyone or something? Um, or is it, yeah, that's a really cool, I thought though, a new type-ish where they do call her a witch because maybe it's someone that happens to have these abilities and they're scared of her, or I don't know. I kind of like that idea. Um, Let's see. Man, Shield Maiden's on a roll with some very interesting. Girin and Degwin are Germanic sounding names. Cassilia sounds like Cecilia, a Latin name. Garma sounds like the Scandinavian Norse name Garmer. That's very interesting. I do love those Xeon names. A lot of times that's that German influence, I guess, because of the World War II Axis angle they're going there with. But I think it does expand with the Norse Scandinavian, and then in is it F91? I know their name, but I forgot. They have the Babylonian, the Syrian behind them. It was like the relief where it shows like the guy standing. And this is another thing about ancient history I'm totally into, because that carving where they're holding the handbag and the tree, that has some deep implications we're, as a human race, we're still trying to figure out. But it's cool that it's featured in F91. Oh yeah, Babylonia. They're called New Babylonia or something like that. Let's see. Oh, theory for the witch is it's genetic looking on the MS and potential. I could see the witch as a nickname of something she can do or have done before. It seems like something that would scare others. Half the time, the Japanese use foreign elements in their work just because they thought it looks cool. Nothing deep, just like with Evangelion. Okay, and I don't know much of Evangelion. Also, Quattro Ribera Winner from Wing is supposed to be Arabic, but he's very fair-skinned, fair-haired. Headcanon that he's Algerian and French ancestry. Algeria was a former French colony. Oh, very cool. Well, guys, I think that's gonna be it. Let me see these other ones. Xenogears is quite. I don't even know Xenogears quite better than Evangelion, especially in regards to original iconography and Freudian psychobabble. That's cool. That stuff sounds interesting. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for this show. It was great to be back doing this live. It feels so fun talking with everybody. Again, podcast form will be up shortly. I'm gonna be on here shortly to play some of the network test, so I'll be live again. We could chat some more if you want. If anyone wants to play, yeah, let me know in the Discord. But I guess, yeah, we'll talk later. See y'all.